Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is totally free to subscribe. Just hit that big red subscribe button. And if you hit the bell notification, it will let you know when I post a new video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to print, then cut, and make your own t-shirts. It's a really fun way to use super colorful images, and we're going to use Starcraft printable HTV for darks, and this works with your inkjet printers. I use the darks on all of my shirts. We're making a white shirt today so that you guys can see how nice the darks work on light shirts. Let's go over to Design Space, and I'm going to show you guys how to download this image, get it into your Cricut Design Space, and set it up to get the best quality print possible. We are going to start with this really cute truck design from Creative Fabrica. I will link this below. I think this is such a cute little design. And it's really great because things like this, you would think, oh, they're sublimation, they're for stickers, but we're going to make a t-shirt, and I'm going to show you guys how easy this really truly is. So all you need to do is click download once you've paid for it. I have a subscription with them. Their membership program is fantastic. The one that I have is the top tier, and it includes everything on their site. I absolutely adore my membership and highly recommend it. I do have a coupon code that'll save you 30% for the entire life of your membership. So it'll save you 30% each month that you keep your membership, and the code is Corinne30. So CORINNE 30. Honest to God, this is my favorite subscription that I have as far as like an SVG website. They have so many options. So what we're going to do is just click download. It's real simple. It's going to bring up a folder and ask you where you would like to save it. I have all of my stuff pretty well organized, so you can see that I've got different categories for things like baby bears and the beach, bows, but then I have a fall folder. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in my fall folder. Click save. Now mine brings up my downloads down here at the bottom, so I'm just going to open that because we do need to extract the file. Now for this one, you're going to want to use a PNG. Those are going to have a transparent background, which is going to make it easier for you to use these with print and cut. So go ahead and click extract all, click browse, and then find where you would like to save those. So I'm going to save those back into my fall folder. Select the folder and click extract. Now my computer will bring up the folder that I have it saved into again, and you can see that it has all the different folders, and again, we just need the PNG. Now I do have mine set so that I can see the PNG files. If you want to see your previews and you just want to see what the little pictures look like, do a right click, click view, and then you can choose what size icon you want to see. So you can see them real big too if you're having trouble seeing them really small. I think I really like, I don't know, I'm torn between this one with the front view or this one with the back view, but I kind of think I like the front view one. So we'll probably load that one into Cricut Design Space. So let's go over to Cricut Design Space. Here we are in Cricut Design Space. To upload your image, just click upload, upload image, and then browse. You're going to go to the folder that contains your pumpkin trucks. Find the pumpkin truck PNG folder, and then find the pumpkin truck that you wanted to use. Man, the more I see it, the more I really like the back of the truck. But we're putting this on the front of the shirt, so let's use the front of the truck. Now, you can see that it loads with the checkerboard background and then the truck. Now, with this one, we are going to need to fill in a couple little spots possibly, but we'll take a look and see. Sometimes it's hard to tell. So you see how the windows are solid white, but I can see a little checkerboard here. That may just be part of the design. It's really hard to tell. Go ahead and just save it. I always save as complex. You don't need to do any cleaning up. This is already ready for you. And I'm just going to look at these again. That looks like it is the design of the truck. So you don't have to do anything with this. This is going to be super easy. Click continue. And you want to save this one to the left side, which is your print then cut image. Go ahead and click save. And once it's loaded, just go ahead and select it and click insert images. It may take a minute to load, and these do tend to load really, really big. So we're going to go ahead and just change the width right now to 6, just so I can see it a little bit better. Now you are limited to how large you can print. You can print 6.75 by 9.25. So I'm going to make my truck because I'm going to do this on a women's like large style unisex shirt. I'm going to do the width at 9 because that should fit just fine across the front of the shirt. We're going to do this. It's going to be super easy. I promise. Don't worry. Print and cut can be really intimidating for some people, but really don't worry. It's super easy. Go ahead and click Make It. That's why this is so easy. You don't have to really do much with it. And you can see that it is going to print us out a black border and our truck. The black border is very, very important when using print and cut. It's what tells the machine what to cut and where to cut. So that black border has to be there. Go ahead and click Continue. Now we are going to print this on Starcraft printable HD. No. We're going to print this on Starcraft inkjet printable HTV. This is my favorite printable product for t-shirts. I'm actually going to do this on a white shirt. I prefer to use the dark colors version on all of my shirts. It just gives a more vibrant color in my opinion, and then I don't have to worry about if I'm using a light pink or a light blue shirt that it may interfere with the colors of my shirt. Go ahead and click Send to Printer. There's two things that are very, very important over here in the Send to Printer item. Obviously make sure that your printer is selected, and I'm going to leave bleed on. What that does is it adds a little bit of a colored border around your design to make sure that you're not going to have any white spaces around your design. This isn't quite as obvious if you're using this on a white shirt, but on dark colored shirts, that little white outline can be super obvious. The next thing that we want to pull up is our system dialog. This is going to print up a little dialog box. It's going to pull up a dialog box. This is going to pull up a dialog box that actually speaks to your printer directly. So go ahead and click Print. It may spin for a moment or two while it's opening your dialog box, and your dialog box might open behind something else. So if it doesn't come up after a minute or two, be sure to check behind some of your other programs. So again, you'll want to make sure that your printer is selected, and then what you're going to do is go to Preferences. Now everybody's design here, like their screen, may look a little bit different than mine, but it's going to have the same general concept. So what you want to do is go under Print Quality and change this to High. Now you can change your media type on most printers. For whatever reason, my printer doesn't like when I change my paper type. I've tried changing it to photo paper. I've tried changing it to everything, and it just doesn't print if I do that. My printer's getting a little bit old, so that may be part of its problem. Once you're ready to print, you can just hit OK, and then it'll take you back to this dialog box, and you will hit Print from here. Once you have printed out your design, you will need to cut it on your machine. So with this product, there is a specific setting that you use. But I'm going to show you something really cool that 143 Vinyl offers. I'm going to link this down below, but this is the Material Cutter and Press settings. So you can just click here to download the file, and it's going to open up this PDF. You can save it, you can print it, you can do kind of whatever you would like to do with it. I tend to not print it because it does update. Anytime they get new products in, it does update. So I don't like to print it, but I like to look at it here on my computer. So it's super handy. So they have them all broken out. The first ones that you'll see are going to be adhesive. So scroll down and you'll see that you will get to the HTV, which is right here. So there's a couple of different products, and it's all alphabetical, so it's super duper handy. So we're going to look for the Starcraft Dark Transfers, which is right here. Now it has them set in different sections. So you have Explore, and they have it set to paper with a pressure of 135. Maker, we have rice paper, which is a pressure of 70, and you use the fine tip blade. They also have a silhouette setting, and the Brother Scan and Cut settings, and then we also have the pressure and the temp with the time, as well as our pressure level and how to peel it. So with this product, we're going to do 350 degrees for 30 seconds, and this is a medium pressure and a cold peel. So we are going to press it, and then I will let it sit, and we'll peel it off at a later time if you use the heat transfer mask. Now with this project, because it's a one piece, I won't be using a heat transfer mask on it, so we won't need to worry about peeling anything off. But if you have something that is multiple pieces and you use that heat transfer mask, let it cool all the way, and then you can peel it off. Now I am using my Cricut Maker, so we are going to cut this on the rice paper setting. So what we'll do is click Browse All Materials. Now I'm going to show you something because you can actually look at all of your material settings by just clicking in this lower left-hand corner where it says material settings, and then everything is alphabetical. So I'm going to scroll all the way down to rice paper because I want to show you that you can see the pressure that is listed under rice paper. So we're going to find rice paper. Rice paper is right here, and you can see that the pressure setting is 70. So that's the one that we want to use. Now this one does say to use the deep point blade, but remember, this works with the fine point blade. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and close this out, which you can scroll all the way back up to the top and just click close. And we'll browse all materials, and we're just going to put in the word rice, and the rice paper should show right up. Go ahead and select the rice paper and click done. Now you'll see here that it's offering us the deep point blade. The maker is not going to know the difference between our deep point blade or our fine point blade, so I'm going to leave the fine point blade in. The maker is really smart as far as knowing the tools, but when it comes to the little blades that you switch out, it's not so smart with that. So you can absolutely just leave your fine point blade in. The deep point blade does cut it a little bit too deep. So let's go ahead over to the machine, and I'm going to show you guys it cutting. Here's our truck all printed out. You can see the black box. That is our registration lines. So we are going to put this on a cardstock mat, so the blue mat. And we're going to make sure that we have this the right direction, so to speak, as the way it was situated on the screen. So on our screen, the truck nose is face down. So you want to make sure that you get this lined up with the edge of your mat. It's going to be as straight as possible. Go ahead and press that down. And I'm going to go ahead and open my machine up. I'll pull my machine down a little bit so you guys can see better. But I'm going to need to turn off my ring light so that it can read the lines better. So if this gets a little bit dark, I apologize. But if you're having problems with it reading your cut lines, so your registration marks, just turn off some lights in your room. It can really make a difference. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my ring light off. So I do apologize that it got a little bit darker. And I'm going to go ahead and slide you guys a little more centered. I'm going to hit this. You'll see that it's going to scan all of my lines, and then it's going to cut around my truck. I'll let you guys watch. Once your design has printed and cut out, you're going to go ahead and pull it out of the machine. What I'm going to do is take my pin pen and very, very carefully go around the edge of my design. I'm going to actually pull my paper back a little bit and see if I can find the little seam here. And you want to do this really, really carefully because you don't want to scratch your ink. But you're just going to take your pin pen and get it under the edge. And it's not easy, I will tell you. This does take a little bit of finesse, not the easiest thing to do. And sometimes if you're having trouble with one spot, you can move to a different spot. But I do find it really easy if you kind of fold the paper. And don't worry, you're not going to crease your design. Just make sure you're folding right at the cut line there. And like I said, this is not simple. And this is not super easy to show you guys on screen. But you just want to kind of get it started peeling away from the backing. You don't want to cut so far through it that you cut through the backing. That way it's easier to peel off the paper. So all I'm going to do is just come up here to this little corner. I was able to get this one to start peeling. And then I'm just gently going to follow the line all the way around the design. Again, just using my pin pen to peel it away from the backing. You want to be very gentle. You want to go very slow with this. I will speed this up for you guys because otherwise you're going to be stuck here watching this for like 20 minutes. But this part is really important, but really be very careful. A lot of people will try to put your transfer mask on without doing this part, and if you do, you're never getting it off. So you want to loosen it from the back. Now because, again, this is one piece, we're not using a heat transfer mask, but if you're using one, it's important to go around all of the different parts of your design and loosen it from the backing, just like this. Once you get a bigger piece, you can use your hand a little bit more to hold it up and to help your pin pen go around the edge here. And again, just be very, very gentle, very careful. And for all your corners, you want to make sure that you really pay attention to those and are really watching where your line goes. You don't want to accidentally rip your design. So like I said, I'll speed this up and you guys can watch. Now, sometimes you'll look out and you can get the background off and it's a little bit easier. So once you've got that off, because you don't have to go around all the sides, you can just peel off your design. Now this isn't sticky at all, so you can set this anywhere you want to. It's not going to stick to anything, but you do want to make sure to keep it clean and safe while you are getting your shirt prepared, your heat press all set. And I'm going to show you guys how to apply this to your shirt. We're going to get our heat press going, and then I'm going to show you guys how to press it. Because we're not using a heat transfer mask, we are going to actually put this on our shirt on the heat press itself. So I do have a pressing pillow under this. And because this is a V-neck, I go about 2 or 1.5 or so fingertips down from the V. And then I just sort of eyeball it where about center is. I think V-necks are a lot easier to tell where center is than it would be on like a regular shirt. I think that looks pretty good. Now I do have a Teflon sheet. It's permanently attached to my heat press. So we are good to go. We can just press. We're just going to go ahead and press this 30 seconds, medium pressure with 350 degrees. Once it's done, go ahead and open up your press. Now, because we do not have a heat transfer mask over this, we don't have to do anything else as far as peeling away, but I'm going to let this cool completely before I take it off of my heat press. Here is the finished shirt. This is such a fun way to really make your own shirts, and you can use the things that are listed as sublimation prints to do these. So because this one was a JPG, a PNG, all of those things, you can use these for print then cut and make really cool shirts. The Starcraft for Dark, you can clearly see, works really, really well on white shirts. I really do prefer the For Darks because I do a lot of dark shirts and very, very few light colored shirts. So I tend to just buy what I use the most of, and I love how it looks on this white shirt. It looks really, really nice, very, very professional. I'll move it up a little closer for you guys. This is such a fun way to really use your Cricut and make some really unique designs. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I will link everything I used down in the video description for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.